Hi, Rutskarn.
Hey, Joshua! Why did you agree to do this with me?
I don't know. It was a bad idea. This is an exercise in bad decision making here on Spoiler.
Not only are we adding into our nuclear battleship level complexity recording setup a DOS game, not only is it a controversial and extremely old school, nigh dusty DOS game, but we're streaming it live, so if we fuck up, we disappoint people in real time, which is way ahead of what we normally aspire to.
Yeah. So we're here with The Elder Scrolls No Number Arena, the very first Elder Scrolls game that has no arenas in it, I'm told. Apparently this was... originally they were going to do an arena game where you had a team and you went through combat arenas and became the renowned combat gladiatorial team in the realm, and then they eventually just scrapped that and
yes.
made an RPG.
They began inserting features into the game where you were able to explore the town and, drink at a tavern, and it went through nerd feature creep. And it expanded into something which is, I would say, of greater scope than many first-person fantasy games, but which was not an absolutely revolutionary concept,
right.
which is
I wanted to
a
bring
fantasy
that
game
up.
where you travel across a map.
I feel like there's this kind of impression that newer gamers have, people who started gaming in maybe the 90s have, that is, this game is that the arena sprung whole cloth out of Todd Howard's head as this new revolutionary thing, which is wrong both because A, it was not new and revolutionary, and B, Todd Howard was not the lead designer. I think he was a beta tester on this game.
Right.
But actually this game has a sort of a very long lineage. It's very obviously clearly inspired by the Ultima Underworld series, both of which came out before this game did. This game came out in 94, Ultima Underworld came out in 92, and also Wolfenstein 3D came out in 92, so this is a very early 3D game. But also, this is kind of this sort of first-person dungeon-crawling RPG is something that stretches all the way back to the Wizardry series. Has been done, I think Wizardry 1 was 79 or something like that.
Right. I mean, the dungeon crawler was invented in 1974, and then from there basically just sort of spread very naturally to computer game simulations. And in a very real sense, this game is as constrained as just about any other dungeon crawler game you can think of. It really the only thing about it which is noteworthy even from a modern perspective is that the dungeon crawling is broken up with travel through city environments, through urban environments, which are procedurally generated, but which do not themselves contain all that much content. If you compare this even to Realms of Arcania, it's Realms of Arcania, is a game based on the German RPG Das Schwarze Auge, and let me look up exactly when it came out, but that game has more of an open world than this does, as we'll see as we get into it, and it's not heralded as the dawn of a new era of fucking anything.
Yeah, I really think it wasn't until Morrowind that Bethesda really took this off into its own direction as let's try to do as much as we can to simulate an open world with NPCs that can do anything, and then they really went crazy with that with Oblivion, with their Radiant AI nonsense that never worked and everything was broken. Anyway, let's hop in here.
Yeah, Realms of Arcania, 1992, and far more of a progenitor of the Skyrim type of genre than this game is. Yeah. Oh, so early September the 4th. Now I forget if that's contradicted literally.
It is
in this cutscene, or if it's contradicted in the manual.
I think the manual says the 7th, which is the Uriel Septim that everybody knows because he was Picard briefly in Oblivion before getting offed.
Yeah. So this game, probably because of all of the changes made at the last minute, so this game's actual materials were printed by the time it was finalized in design, which is why it's still called Arena, despite the fact that there are no arenas in here. I think that it has like an offhand note, like it's called the arena because there's lots of combat in that land.
But
for example, the game
was total bullshit.
Yeah.
Like nobody knew what the Elder Scrolls were. I think they get like one nod here where they say, "Oh, it's foretold in the Elder Scrolls" or something.
Yep. It's complete horseshit.
Yeah, it was 100% like, let's make a cool title. It was the Horizon Zero Dawn of 1994. So do we want to get into it and generate a class here?
Yeah, we need to. I mean, this is.
Let me reiterate.
I would not say it's a revolutionary feature, but it's interesting.
Rutskarn has played this game. I have not. Oh, okay. 10 questions. This is kind of doing an Ultima thing then, where A, B, and C keys. Oh man, these keys are not next to each other on the keyboard.
Nope.
Oh boy, should I do the narration of these, or should
weird?
I guess since I'm caught up,
you do it because. Yeah. Well, we'll trade off. We'll trade off.
A great uncle living in two different nearby villages, both of whom have asked your father to allow you to live with them for a few weeks. Your father knows where he plans to send you, but he is curious about your opinion. Given the choice, would you rather? And then, do I have to click it? Oh, I have to click the ends of the scroll to scroll up, and scroll up is the bottom, scroll down is so I'm reading a scroll. That's kind of neat, but also really bad.
Wacky fun.
Live with your great aunt, a wise old woman of considerable wealth, living in luxury for a few weeks could not only be enlightening, but could also be very interesting. Look up here, go down. Live with your great uncle, a sick old man who has always been something of a stranger to you. A few weeks with him may be arduous, but he is in more need of help than your great aunt. Think of a way to divide your time between your great aunt and great uncle. Perhaps you will not be able to spend as much time with either as you would like, but neither would be left out. Yeah, so this
The Elder Scrolls Arena!
This is very Ultima, where it's going to kind of quiz you on your virtues.
It's amazing to me that these questions are just so fucking boring.
We raise Josh and lower Ruts. Yeah, sure. 1 second. I gotta pop up
I will say I was shouting for that line, but if I'm a little loud, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like actually, if you could turn yourself down on your end, it sounds like you're kind of peaking.
I'll give it a shot.
Which I wouldn't be on my end. Like I could just make you peak in a quieter volume.
How's this?
Well, that sounds a bit better. While you're doing that, with A, B, or C here.
Fuck it. Who cares? Who cares? C.
All right.
Always pick the middle road.
Oh.
The answer is somewhere in the middle, Josh.
Is this where they came up with the warrior, thief, and wizard signs?
Yes. Because, yeah.
Okay, do you want to do this one?
Yes. You're hunting in the King's Hunt, a contest in which the best hunter will win riches enough to live comfortably for the rest of his or her life. Oh. You track a white stag many of you had shot at earlier. You are alone as you examine the stag and recognize the arrow as one fired from your friend's bow. As you retrieve the arrow, for closer examination you hear your friends arrive. Do you shove the arrow up your left nostril, claim to have fired the arrow that hit the stag, thus gaining the honor for the kill, show the others the arrow and proclaim your friend the archer of the dog, suggest dividing the prize, reasoning that although your friend is a douchebag and never takes out the trash, all of you were instrumental in the tracking and the kill. Let's pick C, because it's a piece of shit answer.
Excellent. One night, walking home, you are attacked by a young man you know from Armsmaster Festal's class in this fantasy world where everybody gets primary education in a medieval medieval setting. You defend yourself ably and knock him unconscious.
Wait, hang on a second. Hang on. Before we continue too much, this game cannot keep straight who the fuck you are, possibly because of like how late the story was changed. So you may have seen a name Talon show up on like the first page. Depending on what source you believe, like the manual, like the cutscenes, you might be Talon, or Talon might be your father, or Talon might just be some asshole.
Right.
But the game believes that you are a servant of the king at the beginning of the game.
Right. Tie him up, intending to interrogate him later when he wakes up. You want to know, my god, this is going to take longer than a fucking character creation session of save versus death to do this whole thing.
Yeah, just go ahead.
Slit his throat. Fuck that guy. There's a lot of heated blah 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 blah. Telepaths, city-state kings. And these times it is a necessary evil. Well, is Mage the horrible centrist of this universe? Like.
Yeah, that's the idea. Mages are academics who are detached from all the real-world realities of like the working class, like fighters and thieves. So they consider everything as like an interesting, rational experiment and don't commit one way or the other. That's not actual lore, particularly. I just pulled that out of my ass, but it's very plausible, isn't it?
I feel like the appropriate build for this game is probably going to be something battle magey, because that's the build that works in all the fucking Elder Scrolls games.
Oh, Josh, remember your answer to the brandied plum question, because it's actually really important later.
Oh, really? What did I do?
No. Fuck no. No, obviously not. Obviously not.
I don't know. So warrior is honorable, mage is a motherfucker, and thief just steals stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many of these questions, and honestly, at this point, the role-playing content of this game is negligible.
Alright, I'm just gonna start mashing buttons here.
Yeah,
Nightblade. Are we good with Nightblade? Sure. No, this sounds bad.
But everybody should know that my absolute favorite thing is whenever a fantasy designer runs out of ideas and just starts combining words for swords with words for magic. Spell sword, spell blade, witch blade, hex blade, witch sword.
Do we want to, like, pick a different class? Does it matter? I mean, this is
pick a different class. Just pick fighter. Just pick fighter.
Okay.
Do you want to show off the spellcasting, actually? Do you want to try to figure out spellcasting in this game?
We could do Battle Mage and do both.
Yeah, do Battle Mage. Fuck it.
Alright, what, either Rutskarn or Kamo, which one do you want?
Well, let's go Rutskarn. Now, this game, I should note, is very different than the others in terms of how classes work. You do not level skills separately.
Oh, so it's
and you're not able to...
Male or
yeah,
female?
it is very traditional, so... either's fine. There's not a real distinction.
Must be a lady.
Okay.
Rutskarn.
It's not like... So if you play a fighter, for example, you will never have magical ability. You can never cast a spell.
Right, okay.
Where dost thou hail, Rutskarn the Battle Mage?
I'm kind of leaning towards...
Look at that, like, proto-Skyrim helmet at the top there.
Yeah. I'm kind of leaning towards either Redguard or, Dark Elf.
Yeah. Let's go Dark Elf.
Alright.
It's almost like we're playing Morrowind. You know, actually, I've mentioned this before on the show, but I'm just going to bring this up again. Slight spoilers, the ending for this game takes place in the exact same dungeon as the ending of Morrowind.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it looks completely different in both games, but it's the exact same geographical location.
It should also be noted that, like, the first 4 Elder Scrolls games all take place within a period of about, like, 35 years.
Yes.
So,
the same Emperor is present.
Yeah.
Skyrim is the only big jump, actually.
Skyrim, and then the secondary games, like the Elder Scrolls Online, is like a 2,000 years earlier.
Way in the past.
I'm assuming strength and int we kind of want to prioritize.
If you want to cast any magical spells, then yeah, you need int and strength.
Does willpower give us?
I think willpower's magic, like your mana.
Yeah, I was thinking, but it's not upping our spell points, which I'm assuming is our mana.
Oh, well, yes, that is accurate. I guess I'm wrong. Maybe it's your casting facility. I don't know the meta of this game very well.
It does mana, so let's do willpower, get our magic defense up, and
okay.
You suppose does 2-hit agility? Yeah, okay. We'll do agility, get our 2-hit up as well.
Traditional.
Okay, cool.
So Zoe asked earlier, isn't this game based on the Dungeons & Dragons campaigns? I find that very plausible because this game does not resemble the more extreme mythos of later Elder Scrolls games. This game and Daggerfall both resemble Dungeons & Dragons in many classical respects.
What?
I
like how like some of these heads just like they're trying to do long hair, but it just gets cut off.
Yep. Oh man, I forget if this is the game where they do the narration.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah. If a box comes up that says what I think it does, I really want to read it off.
Oh boy. What the hell is this?
Oh, no, here we go. Never mind.
Tamriel. That's how it's pronounced in this game.
Being only a minor part of the Imperial Court. In that act of arrogance, he had made...
So did you catch the box where it narrated what a dark elf was like?
Yeah.
Thy race is deadly as the thorns of the black rose, which blooms only in thy mother's breast. Thou hast all that is graceful in thy brothers of the day,
awful.
Yet thy mother is the moon, and thou art her children of the night.
Oh boy.
Be careful. There are many creatures which inhabit the sewers now. Vile rats and goblins. It is too late for
yeah, so these cutscenes are terrible, and there's lots of them.
Great.
Only my powers as a sorcerer.
I do like
Yeah, this
how
happens so many times in this game.
in traditional Elder Scrolls
That power,
fashion,
however, is waning.
we're being contacted by a ghost because that's just something that happens.
You may find these tunnels to be your final
Yeah.
resting place as well.
Is she supposed to be in heaven and like, I care enough to let you know, hey, you should probably deal with this Jagger Thorn guy?
You will find a ship.
I forget the specific situation. There's a
gosh,
consistent
it's so
narrative for this
annoying.
game, and then they try to complicate it in later games.
You will see me again. Remember, Thorn has taken on the guise of the Emperor. No one will gain.
Yeah, no, she keeps going for a long time. I really hate to tell you this. It's gonna be a while. If you've got any topics to just sort of chew the fat about, now is a decent
I
time.
will be able to communicate with you and lend my aid.
Kind of feeling like I should have
what
had
really
some
ranks-
food before starting this.
One in which
Getting that like,
What really
oh, I
rankles is
should
that
get
this is
some-
you are entering a dangerous arena, my friend.
Oh boy.
Gotta get the title in there any possible way they can. Maybe if they come up with a dozen justifications for calling this game Arena, one of them will
in the
stick.
world. You are my last and best.
Who is this supposed to be?
This is like Jagar Tharn's apprentice who tried to betray him, and then
Oh.
she killed him, and then he killed her, or something.
Right, so here we are.
Or trapped her soul.
This is the game. Very.
Yep. Take a minute to get your bearings here.
I like how you can control it from the screen, or I assume arrow keys. Yep. Oh man, the worst part about playing old games is the fact that WASD had not yet become a thing. Ooh, you move really fast too. This is.
Oh yeah, you do. If this game feels like riding a Ducati motorcycle through a museum.
Oh, give me that. No, I don't. wanna
Okay,
control
your first
this.
quest is to get that key on the bed, Josh. Can you pull it off?
All right.
Success.
I'm gonna need to move my keyboard over so I can press the arrow keys without shit being terrible. So,
I also like how they specifically made it a ruby key, despite the fact they knew their asset on the table was not going to be red colored, despite the fact that it has a red like tooltip.
Just have...
Like, there's no reason they needed to do that.
No.
It's just confrontationally incorrect.
I was wondering if the numpad had strafe keys on it, but it does not.
You know, Joshua, you're probably going to want to try to equip a weapon.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, so that brought my fists up. Do I have a weapon? I probably don't. What's this?
I think
map?
you do.
No, I don't want to add a note to the map. Thank you.
Check out those dark elf fists.
Okay. Yeah, very dark elf. Fire dart. Oh, spellcasting. Fiery spell.
Oh, also it's Tyrdes. That's very important to know.
Cool. That makes a sound when I do it.
Yeah. It fired a dart. You just have to trust them.
Well, I don't seem
you just
to...
click on your character's head to get the inventory, if I remember.
Oh, is that it? No, that's not... Oh, okay. I have a dagger. Okay. Alright, so at least it shows that you equipped it there. I like the plus 10s on the paper doll. Not really a paper doll, but... so, fire dart and light heal. Cool.
Yep.
I could delete the spell if I wanted to. Okay.
Yeah. So now that you're equipped with your dagger, do you know how to use it?
I have no idea. I played a tiny amount of this. I'll admit, I played a tiny amount of this just to make sure that like it would work and everything. And I ran into a goblin. I have no idea how to fight him. And in fact, the goblin's over here. Let's go say hi.
So you click and drag your cursor across the screen. So you're gonna want to get that down pat before you encounter an enemy here.
Well, this has already happened. So.
Oh well.
How do I?
I guess I'm behind a little bit.
Oh, okay. You hold left. Okay.
So click and drag,
you hold right click and.
Yeah.
Oh, that is.
You can't target downwards. So just do your best.
You are diseased. I think I had one of these spells here. Am I even hitting it? There we go. Okay. How do I loot it? The rat has nothing usable. Okay, so you click on it. So it's got this like weird hybrid of like still doing the kind of like wizardry and other games of this genre thing where you can click on stuff on the screen, but then also you know, that's not really how the game is. Not enough spell points. Wow, I ate my entire mana bar with that. What is red then? Green is my health.
I feel the need to point out that Heretic was a fantasy first-person shooter that came out the same year, and it did not use click and drag to attack enemies, because why would you? Why would you do that? That's a very strange system. You gotta get into the niche if you want to heal, Josh.
I just realized we probably did not get an autosave, because this is a game from 1994.
No, I doubt it.
I wish you peace in the afterworld.
Thanks, lady!
Well...
You know, my initial suggestion for this was we do a Mountain Blade stream. And you were like, what if instead we did Arena? And I was like, okay, I guess.
Like we're acting like if you started a Mountain Blade stream, you would not also be dead right now.
Yeah, but I would have had a save.
Not necessarily, actually. Actually, specifically in Mountain Blade, if you don't choose the like save every time I quit option, like don't allow me to save whenever I want option, it like spitefully does not give you an autosave. So so Mountain Blade actually, I have on occasion created a character, died early on, tried to like quit or like had to reload or something, realized, oh shit, I don't actually have a save.
Do you want to read this now that it's up on the screen? No,
I already have, but sure. Yeah, know ye this also. Thy race is as deadly as the thorns of the black rose which blooms only in thy mother's breast. So who do you think decided this was a good idea? Because they didn't have to do this. Nobody was demanding they do this.
This is very much a DM from a college campus in the late 80s thinking this is good writing.
Yeah. I'm glad that, yeah. I'm glad that they dropped this kind of, like, pretension from the later games.
Yeah. I feel like Battlespire definitely still had it, so that was only really Morrowind where they really got rid of it.
Yeah, Battlespire has it, but they also have a guy, like, they also have you, like, thumbing your nose and going, Yabu sucks to it, so it's kind of like they achieved the balance, which was idiosyncratic. Battlespire feels like the DM is still doing that, but now you're playing the player who refuses to take it seriously and is making fun of the GM.
Do not fear, for it is
So my wife and I have been playing Baldur's Gate, and Baldur's Gate allows you to endlessly reroll your stats and drain them down to 3 with no point buy balance.
Yes.
So really, like, there's no reason to have an 18 in every stat you require.
I made a character in Baldur's Gate that ended up with like an 18 in 4 stats once. It was pretty silly.
It's not even hard.
It just takes some time.
Well,
it was 18 in like 3 stats, and then
I
I went to the tree outside Candlekeep and got the Dex ring that ups your Dex to 18. And yeah.
Have you saved yet, Joshua?
How do I do that?
Have you tried hitting escape?
There we go. It took 2 hits, but
to be sure you really meant it.
Oh, hey, we got a longsword.
I have beaten this game, for those of you who, for whatever reason, are unaware, but I don't really remember the controls all that well. It's been a few years. Yeah, I got a wild hair one year, and I just played through all of the Elder Scrolls games in one go, which is, you know, we're not going to do that per se. Josh is going to...
oh, hello. Alright, he's dead. Okay.
Josh we're going to play a little bit of each, but that's sort of what we're going to try.
Your logbook is empty. Thanks. I was kind of trying to hit this goblin. There we go.
You ever get so into swinging your sword around that you accidentally just check your diary? So, if you're gonna rest, when it says alcoves, it means those raised platforms. It alleges that if you crawl into those raised platforms, your random encounter rate is slashed.
I think a rat just ate me. I'm not totally sure. Yeah. I killed one of the rats. Holy crap.
Yeah, So this game was difficult to actually beat.
I can imagine. I imagine it's a matter of getting a decent roll on equipment pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a Daikatana.
You get underway.
This is pre-Daikatana.
The worst thing about this game is that no, this game, yeah, like I'm pretty sure this game invented the word Daikatana.
That's really interesting.
I can't prove it. I'm probably wrong. Somebody's probably going to correct me, but as far as I know, this is the earliest usage of the word Daikatana.
Why did that not make any sound?
Most things don't make sound, actually. That's why you always got to watch your back, because some enemy could crawl right up on your ass. Yep.
You cannot travel from here. Thank you.
So the real problem with this game is it just becomes a terrible slog at some point. Like, getting through this game was a chore, and I of course, probably some of that is that I'm just used to, like, I'm spoiled by my pedigree of, for the most part, games published after 1994.
Yeah.
Another problem is that it's just you fight every enemy the same way, and there's just so fucking many of them.
And that's kind of the problem that these games had in general, right?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, even a game like Doom, you know, like, there's a tremendous variety of engagements and weapons, but, you know, in this game, you're generally using the same weapon, you're generally fighting the same enemies, using the same tactics, and the same, like, narrow box corridors. Yep, congratulations. It is pretty fun when you get, like, 2 of them in one hit, though.
Maybe up endurance? Yeah, let's do that. I feel like the Daikatana is significantly more powerful than that longsword I had. Although I did just almost die from that. So the niches in the wall are where I rest?
They're a good place to rest, yes.
Oh yes, the rat that parried my sword 4 times in a row.
On guard.
You can't camp. Enemies
are nearby. Fucking
where? Fine. Use the heal.
Sometimes they'll wander away if you give them time.
I see you have strengthened your arm and your mind. It is time we began this journey.
I like how it's only going by the first name in these cutscenes where it inserts your name in there, because I gave you the name Rutskarn Mark 9.
That's actually surprisingly perspicacious.
He knew that the staff of chaos was nigh.
By the way, I bet you weren't ready for another big old cutscene, but this game goes the extra mile by doing another lore dump on top of the first lore dump.
I'm remembering reading the synopsis of this game's story now, and this staff. You gotta go get like the 9 pieces of this thing and put it together, and then you get to go and fight Thorn, and yeah, okay.
It is said that Fang Lair was
it's extremely straightforward. There's really nothing like special about this game's story.
Right.
It's almost like aggressively unspecial.
I
mean, they came up with it on the fly, so it's not that surprising.
Like Fang Lair, Dwarves, Dragon's Teeth, Great Worm were all on the same page just then.
Was Daggerfall better?
I do not think Thar knows
in terms of story?
Yeah.
But I can do little else in this form.
That's a good question. I would say yes. Arena is a novel you wouldn't bother reading. Daggerfall is a novel you would not be sorry that you've read.
Go forth with the blessings of the true Emperor and myself.
Like Arena is the name of a like fantasy novel, which like you can't even get into because your eyes just keep skipping over passages. Like you can almost take the entire thing as read once you've read the first page. Daggerfall is like a fantasy novel that was destined to be forgotten, but that like when you get bored and pull it out of the club library one day and read it between classes, you're kind of like, okay.
Uh-oh. Oh, my sword is now not available. Do I? Okay, so I can just climb up like that. All right,
yeah, no, you cannot attack while you're in the water, but things could attack you, so that's pretty fun.
Great. Come on.
Yeah, it's always fun to when the game makes you climb out of water pits while enemies are attacking your face.
Yeah,
and
really.
You have no way to fight back.
So, I'm wondering about the 3D engine at play here, because this is clearly not Wolfenstein. Like, there is height.
Oh, yeah, not really, though.
And it looks...
you say there's height, but...
shading going on.
There's sort of not. This isn't, like, on the level of, like, this is very much on the level of, like... These platforms are lower and higher, but they're also the only settings. Like, there's no staircases or anything in this game. It's very limited in its range of vertical movement. I couldn't give you a very detailed explanation of the technology behind it, but Suffice it to say that its scope is extremely limited.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to hit it dead on.
And it sometimes doesn't let me go all the way. That's interesting. Oh, do I have to hold?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, you know. Yeah, you got to hold it.
I also got diseased there, which is great.
Ilsaroth, I don't think there's a jump in this one. I think there's a jump in later. There's a jump in Daggerfall, and then there's, unfortunately. And then there's a jump in Battlespire that is the worst jump function I have ever seen in any video game. But this game, I believe, has no jump at all.
Oh, okay.
I could be misremembering.
I'm glad that it doesn't show you the stats when you just have it selected. Also,
Okay,
what
Anarch
does the
Dovey
staff
says there
do?
is jump in Arena.
Is that just like a bow staff kind of thing?
Yeah, probably.
No, we don't want that.
I don't remember. There's a magical staff in the game, so maybe it does have some kind of magical effect, but I think that probably is just like a bow staff. Shift J. Okay, so they're saying that you can jump by hitting Shift J. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Right, of course. Hey, I used a fireball spell.
I'm actually not sure that I ever jumped in the game, but... Yeah, J
Alright,
jumps straight up, and Shift J jumps from standstill.
Oh, we can actually jump all the way across one of these.
Yeah, I remember doing this
Oh,
now.
but not that one.
This is about what jumping feels like in Daggerfall 2, to my recollection. I mean, it feels terrible. What do you expect? You know, I think it's fair to conclude that this was not like a world-class development studio at the time. You know, I think that they got a little bit lucky with Arena, and then I think with Daggerfall they had some real ambitions that they, you know, I would say to a somewhat impressive degree accomplished. But nothing about this game feels epoch-changing. You know, it feels a lot like Wizardry.
Oh, hi, goblin from out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's funny how they creep up on you, isn't it? You know? I think, as I recall, the best thing to do is to run forward and turn around.
Alright, well, we just found a whole bunch of equipment, so that's nice.
Yeah.
So the Daikatana is two-handed. Okay, so you straight up just can't use that with... Can I not... Do I have to click on somewhere on me to equip this? Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, yeah, like you said.
Bracers, 18 charges left. Charges of what?
Good question. I believe you need to identify them. Again, yeah, it's been so long since I played this game. We're going to be rediscovering some of these mechanics together, but unfortunately, unlike Battlespire, where it was all fairly fresh...
What, is it giving me an advantage that's aside from reducing my AR? I assume that's like...
reducing your AR may actually be... No, reducing your AR, I believe, is actually positive.
Oh.
You have to remember that the paradigm from Dungeons & Dragons was that the lower...
Right, okay, so this is running on two...
I'm guessing this follows that.
So this is...
I mean,
so
that's the only thing I can think of, unless... Yeah, I mean, unless I am grossly misinterpreting what it's telling me. That's just me making sense of the language.
I'm not going over there.
The fact that you start out with 10 in absolutely everything tells me that, like in Dungeons & Dragons, you're reducing from 10.
Sure. Where's the way out of here? Alright, can we rest here? Can we get into the corner here and rest? No.
Where's the way out of here? That's a good question. I'm guessing you already want to get off Mr. Arena's wild ride here.
I would just like to not die. I've got really low health. And
Yeah,
I'm just
that'd be
waiting for
nice.
Someone to... Well... Come on. Oh, my weapon got put away, because... Fucking goddamn. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. Look at the clown makeup on that goblin, too.
We did it.
Red eyes seem to glitter at you from the darkness, Josh. How do you feel in these old games about games that have a very literal graphical representation for things, but that also put on narration for things that, in theory, could be graphically represented, but that they just sort of couldn't make happen?
I don't know. Like, I think that's kind of neat, kind of a cute way of solving the problem. It depends on very much on how much utter jank the game has. I think like this game is really like not at all fun to play. Like, oh man, I'm trying to decide if I hated Battlespire more than I'm not having fun with this right now.
If you had stuck with Battlespire, you would end up hating it more. Yeah, I was kind of waiting for that to happen. Do you know why you died?
I believe there was an enemy standing up somewhere who killed me. I'm presuming that was the case anyway.
Well, I wasn't for sure, but you've noticed that you have 3 bars. Can you tell me what those bars mean?
Is red experience? I know blue is mana,
I don't believe so.
Green is health. I have no idea what red is.
I believe red is your stamina.
Is it going down? It's not going down.
And if you run out of stamina in the water, you drown.
Oh, really? It sounded like something hit me, so...
Yeah. Antarctica, I believe that you did get hit.
Chat is saying it's...
I don't think you actually drowned back then. Yes, I do see that. I was not actually attempting to literally say the word it is. I was just trying to get the concept across, but... Yes,
but is it
it is called fatigue in this game.
Is it...
That's actually kind of an interesting question in games like this game with Oblivion, with fatigue and stamina, and then like the later hardcore games with the H2O. Like, how do you express a stat like
I just
that?
kicked. No, I thrusted.
Like, in theory, in this game, you lose fatigue by doing fatiguing things, and you gain fatigue by resting.
Come on.
Na, come on.
And I'm dead again. Oh my god. I just need to find a place to rest.
Yep. I have to admit, you do feel kind of persecuted and hunted in a narrow, cramped, claustrophobic den of evil, don't you?
Can I actually just do it?
So, hey, I mean, it's an effective simulation.
Oh, a Japanese short sword. Excellent.
Yeah.
Rest here. Oh,
Well, you need a wakizashi to supplement your daito. I'm pretty sure it's in the code of Bushido.
That would have been really cool, and then it wasn't. Oh, look over here. And now we're dead again.
Yep. I'm really excited to see if, in the time we have allotted for the stream, you can manage to escape the dungeon.
That's kind of my goal. I will feel like I have finished Arena as a video game if I can get out of here.
Okay, well, I'll talk through what the rest of the game is like, just, so we don't walk away empty-handed, so to speak. So once you escape, the format of this game is basically this. You need to get the 7 pieces, but before you get a piece, first you need to find out where the piece is. So you'll go to a town, and and the person who's the chief citizen of that town will give you a quest. And the quest is you fast travel to a dungeon, kill everything there, retrieve an item from the bottom level, fast travel back. Once you give them the item or whatever, they say, okay, here's where the staff piece is. So you fast travel to that place, go to the bottom level, get the staff piece. Rinse and repeat. The only additional thing that I can recall is there are items of power that you can hear about in some taverns, and you can go on a quest to get one, but once you have one, you actually can't have another item of power.
Oh, that sounds
So, like,
fun.
the artifacts? Yeah, so I ended up with, like, a mage staff that regenerated, like, my mana.
What the fuck?
And I was
a dinosaur's fighting me, Rutskarn. What is that? It's got a staff, a lizard. Oh, it's a lizard man. You've gained a level experience. Great.
How did you not put together that was a lizard man?
Because it said so after I killed it. It said, you see a lizard man.
No, I said, how did you not put together that was a lizard man?
Oh, I don't know.
They're like, oh, it's Baby Bop!
I don't think of lizard men as, like, giant fucking T-Rexes. I think of them as...
That's basically what they looked like for most of their pedigree.
I think of them as that one enemy that Jabbar selected as his favorite enemy in Icewind Dale, the game that famously has lots of lizard men in it. I can't believe you
remember that episode. I can't believe you remember that episode. Yeah, Jabbar is a black belt in trolling, and that was like picking favorite enemy lizard man in a game which is set in Icewind Dale was probably his master stroke.
Oh hey, we found a niche. Excellent. Okay. Fuck me.
Oh. Every time you get frustrated by one of these games, I just feel all this validation flowing back to me from the past.
I hear it. I don't see it. Oh, fuck. We don't want to be here. God damn it. It killed me while I was 16 feet away in a ditch.
He waved his axe really hard, and it just, like, it ruffled your hair, which ripped your scalp off.
There's no just
you got really, like, aerodynamic hair.
Did we just die? We died again. God damn it.
Feel free to spam Josh helpful suggestions in the comments.
I've not actually really been looking at chat lately.
Yeah, no, I've been watching it for you. Majira says, use magic, Josh. Well, how about it, Josh? Why don't you try using magic?
I'm
got a lot
out
of
of
mana
spell
left
points.
Over, right?
Oh, I could have probably used mana
yeah,
and
you
heal,
are.
because it had been... Where are the enemies?
Twitch Place Arena. Oh god, that would be horrible.
I wonder if that would, like, it would be possible to get anywhere in Arena doing that.
Well, I mean, the main reason Twitch works for Pokemon is that you can't lose Pokemon.
Yeah, that's... You don't get a game... Well, you... Yeah, you can't really get a game over.
We've learned perfectly well you can definitely lose this game. In fact, it's way easier than not losing this game.
So, let's take a look at that map. Wow, this is very helpful. What? Okay, so... Was this where we started? No, we started over back here somewhere. Maybe this. Fucking, I don't know. Let's just wander around until we find something. Okay, I recognize this room. Let's...
Yeah, maybe like 5 or 10 years, Twitch Plays Pokemon is going to make an excellent subject for a video-on-demand documentary.
Oh, I missed.
Look at them taunting you, Josh. Oh, you got one of them.
No, this was a bad idea. We're gonna go this way.
Honestly, I'm impressed that you managed to hit one of them.
I hit one of them with a fireball.
That's what I'm saying. I'm impressed that you managed to hit something with a fireball. It's harder than it looks in this game.
That was the first time I'd missed. Oh, we found
Right,
some
no,
nice
that's what I'm saying.
spray
Like,
with it.
your accuracy is impressive.
Can we rest now?
Remember, these alcoves are safe places to rest.
Oh, we leveled up again somehow. Well, at least we're leveling. Oh, wait, no, that was actually, we didn't level from the other time. Okay, so let's up the strength, see if we can get our damage up. Done.
Alright, Josh, how do you feel? Confident?
More than the time when I was stuck with no health.
Well, don't worry. You know, time is a flat circle. I'm confident you'll be stuck with no health again very soon.
I wonder if I really should be looting these guys or not.
No, it doesn't matter.
Ah, a dagger. I do like how sometimes I just walk up to them and they just... Oh, thanks. I'm glad that we got that tutorial prompt. I'm glad the game is giving me tutorial prompts. Just like hitting them on the head with a Nerf bat.
Here's an idea you're not going to like, Josh. Maybe you got that tutorial prompt just then because you'd accidentally found your way back to the starting area.
Oh, God. Could that be it?
It's gonna haunt you, isn't it?
It might. No, there was a... No, this is not the starting area. It looks similar, but it's not. Let's see what's over here in the water.
Ilzeroth says, that is it. I've played through this dungeon multiple times. Oof.
Oh, is it? God damn. Oh, I like the,
Well,
hidden doors operated by rats.
let's see how many levels you can gain wandering the same tracks of this dungeon, killing rats over and over again. Jagar Tharn's just like yucking his ass off, running the entire country, while you're like,
Oh man, the Rat King's gonna murder me.
goblins.
Right, we're back here at least, so let's...
What did you do to piss off the Rat King, Josh?
200 hours have passed. There are enemies nearby. I don't see any.
I think it's fair to say that
buddy.
200 hours did not actually pass just then.
No. This is the worst. Oh, there's the enemy. Thanks, rat. I like how the rats are just like man-murdering rats. Oh.
Yeah, no, they got the real mean motherfucker rats to staff this dungeon. Every single one of these rats was like given an interview, and they weren't allowed in unless they like had several kinds of skin diseases, and like really enjoyed a television show which had just recently got canceled.
Wait, there's a rat in here. That's not fair. What
This is
other
the one
enemies
place
are
they
there?
weren't
There are
supposed to
just
come.
enemies nearby
This
all
was
the
your happy
time.
place. Next they're gonna be coming at you in the Boston market. You also keep seeing that narration about the skittering of many-clawed feet on the brownstones,
Yeah.
which, starting to wonder, Josh.
What does this do? 16 charges left. No idea what it does. Alright, cool.
So how would you say this this combat system compares to the one in Skyrim, Josh?
I mean, Skyrim's combat is awful,
Oh boy.
but I would say
I
it's
can't decide if
probably
that's a
better than
controversial
this.
opinion or not.
Is it? I mean, who thinks Skyrim's combat is any good at all? Like,
I've never seen anyone say that it's great. I've only heard like a comfortable silence. Like that is the most effusive praise I've ever heard for Skyrim's combat system. I'll be honest, sometimes I wonder what the distinction between Skyrim's combat system and Oblivion's combat system really is when you get right
oh, that
down
guy
to it.
vanished.
To me, it seems like the chief distinction is just that you do a shitload more damage.
I do like that things are just dying in 1 or 2 hits with this.
Well, yeah, and I like that in Skyrim too when it happens. Yeah, I think that I'm a firm believer that. I think that okay, so it's better than Oblivion. It is 1,000 times better.
Well,
than
nothing is quite as bad
back,
as Oblivion ended up being in that department.
Yeah, it feels like you're trying to fight in like a bow and arrow feels like a garden hose in that game.
Yeah.
It feels like you're trying to douse out a house fire with a can of silly string. And the wacky thing is that your weapons in that game even look like Nerf weapons because they're so fucking chunky.
I know, it's so bad. Skyrim had this problem too with Nerf weapons, though.
Yeah, like a little bit, but it's like, you know, I went back and I couldn't believe, like, has it always looked like this? Has a steel axe always been as large as a pig? So yeah, I'll take sneak attack archery in Skyrim any day over any build in Oblivion. Skyrim's magic is pretty terrible.
Levitating over the water. That's not what I wanted, thanks. Why does it let you right-click on this stuff to do it?
Yeah. You want to know something terrible, actually? So this game, clicking and dragging to swing a weapon, feels pretty bad, right?
Right, yes. I wouldn't even mind it that much if it wasn't
worse.
that. What was that? Daggerfall's worse?
Somehow Daggerfall's much worse, yeah. Much worse.
Yeah, I've gotten the hang of this. Aside from accidentally hitting the interface, which is altogether too large.
It took me much longer to get the hang of Daggerfall, coming right off of Arena, like, you know, the entire Arena.
Yeah. Also, I feel like Daggerfall...
And it's a subtlety, because...
Like, it's more important to have different directional swings in Daggerfall, whereas this one, like, it doesn't seem like anyone cares.
Right. For some reason in Daggerfall, just, like, the window of, like, where you click and how you swing was really difficult to adjust to. Plus, it obliges you to look up and down at enemies. And that's it has a fucking horrible mouse look system. It's so bad. It's just absolutely the worst. I've never played a game with worse mouse look.
Ooh, a longbow.
It's much worse than no mouse look.
Tree. Oh no.
Like how mouse look works in Daggerfall is you trigger mouse look to look up, down, left, right, etc. But your movement stays relative to which way you were originally facing before you began mouse looking. So if you mouse look left and down, and then move forward, you move like to the right of where you're looking. Yeah. And you have to reset your vision by pressing a key.
God, I have become the arrow.
I like imagining.
Oh, okay. So this is just right-click, shoot at the cursor. That's neat, at least.
When traveling through the ocean, you need to keep the spear gun handy to fire at any goblins.
Have you become French now, Rutskarn? Oh boy.
Rutskarn Cousteau. Yes, this came out the same year as Heretic, and Heretic, in terms of fantasy combat, feels about 10 years ahead. I mean, okay, so you can't really compare the two directly because they have very different mechanical goals, but at the same time, it really feels like you could have implemented some of its common sense mechanics to a slightly more friendly user experience. I'm sure somebody would fight me on that to the death, but that's what it seems to me.
I never played, okay, this is the starting area.
You know.
I like how long it fucking takes you to heal up in this game. 17 hours.
Yeah.
I've been down here for days. See, this is the starter cell right in here.
Yep. How do those goblins taste, Josh?
Not great.
Could be better.
And, you know, you get a nice, you need some seasoning, salt, pepper, that kind of thing.
Right.
What is this?
At least as the interface would have it, you have a giant roaring fire that you light when you're inside a niche alcove in a subterranean facility. Yeah, no, it's just headdress.
Let us embark on this water adventure.
So you can make notes in your map.
Please don't murder me.
I don't know if that'll help you out, but it's something that is possible to do.
Yeah, that might actually be good to note the starting area, but right now I'm busy with...
Josh, there's no way around it. You gotta go up that... I feel like you gotta go up that way.
Alright, let me try to rest here and work out where I am.
Right, what? There was a hole here once. It's still here.
No, I've been up there before.
Well,
I guess we'll head this.
I don't know how much I can really help you here. I can look up of the map and tell you where the exit is.
Let's give it a little bit more time for me to just kind of wander around here, and then maybe we'll do that.
Oh, that's where it is. Huh? Red eyes seem to glitter at you from the darkness, says the narration box as he fire an arrow directly at your feet to prevent a rat.
It doesn't seem to actually matter if I don't aim correctly. That is a floating rat. Hey!
It does not matter, no. Well, congratulations. You're getting pretty buff down here. I mean, you gotta say that much.
So I kind of missed where I was going to go to. But oh well. We're in unexplored territory, so we're making progress. Hey! Is this it? I did it! We made it to a town!
Congratulations, Josh.
Where are we?
Yep. The hideously fucking ugly cereal box video
What
game quality
the
portal
fuck
out.
is this town? This is altogether way too big.
It's a procedurally generated town, Josh.
Are we in Morrowind?
I actually think you might be, but I can't recall.
There's a volcano up there. Do you start at your, like, so-called home place?
I don't think that...
Oh my god, there are rats in the town!
Oh, you're teleporting... Oh, no, you are in fact teleported to a random city in the province your character hails from.
Why are there goblins everywhere?
Because it's nighttime, Josh. What are you doing out on the streets at night?
Well, I'm trying to find a
be safe in bed in an inn. The nightlife in the city sucks. It's just a bunch of fucking goblins trying to fillet you.
Is that a hole in the ground? That's a hole in the
There aren't
level.
any cool bars or
fuck?
any. This lock has nothing to fear from you.
Yeah, do I pilfer it? Is that what I do?
You can break into people's houses and rob them. It's not very productive to do so.
Oh, crystal. Okay, so the crystal is, right, okay. Pilfer. Failure!
Stop, thief.
Oh, someone just said stop, thief.
Oh, yeah, there's law.
Oh, boy. Oh, man.
You might wonder where these guards are when you are getting dissected by goblins. Oh, you saved after you got out of the dungeon, right?
Oh, no, I did not. Alright, the quintessential Elder Scrolls experience. I pilfered a door for 5 minutes and I got murdered by a guard.
Goodbye.
Until you died, our last hope for justice. When you died, our last hope for justice. She says as the guard cuts her head off because you tried to break into a shack at night.
I was trying to save myself from the goblins.
Why didn't you save?
I didn't want to save. I wanted to die. Oh, man.
Good times. Well,
I
is
feel
that
like
it?
that.
Is that the
I mean,
episode,
like, I
or-
made it out of the dungeon. We did it. We got to a town. There were goblins. I pickpocketed a door until a guard showed up. I feel like we've done the Elder Scrolls experience with this game.
Yeah, that's fair. So, what is your impression of the Elder Scrolls Arena?
The weird thing, I almost feel like I could actually play this game. Like, now that I've taken the time to figure out how the combat works, and like, oh, I managed to make it out of the first dungeon. I don't
not
feel like I ever
insufferable.
want to. You know?
Sure, like there are old games where you play them and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm really gonna have to take a while to like adjust to this. Like this is like a jacuzzi.
The interface
that's a
is
little too
still very much like taking way too much from like wizardry, and not enough of just leaning
Right.
into this is actually a 3D world. We don't need all these buttons everywhere. Click to drag combat
change
is terrible.
You could change nothing about the assets or underlying mechanics, but just sort of like hack how the controls work, and this game would get a lot more bearable.
Yeah, patch in some WASD movement and being able to strafe and mouse look.
Yeah, good responsive mouse look is important, because
I feel like
when an enemy just comes behind you and starts punching you in the asshole, slowly like pivoting around like the turn of a tank to shoot back is actually pretty annoying.
I feel like WASD controls, with A and D strafing instead of turning right and left, and then mouse look and removing the click to drag combat, and this game would be eminently playable. I might even play this game a little bit, and see if I could get anywhere. I mean, you would inevitably get lost trying to do quests without a quest log, because that's probably how this game works, but, you know.
Yep. Well, as it is, see you guys in Daggerfall.
We did it! Oh god, Daggerfall.
Yeah, you did it. You made your way through, like, off the top of my head, like 1/20th of this game.
Yeah, really? That was 1/20th? This game's only 20 hours long?
Not really, no.
I was
No,
going
not
to
really.
say, like, this is not...
There's like 2 dungeons per main item you need. And then there's like a finale. But the dungeons are like... Each dungeon is like multiple levels of that. So... I'll be honest, when I played it, at some point I just started bringing up walkthroughs and like,
I mean,
looking at the map.
I would probably do that from the very start, and just
It's
that's where I am with old games. Often is like I don't even want to put up with the idea of trying to figure out, you know, puzzle together the quest stuff. I just want to like see what the game was all about.
Yeah, so one thing the game does have, which is noteworthy, is it had a spell called Pass Wall, which just straight up allows you to delete like chunks of the map.
Oh yeah,
Just, like,
I'd heard
delete
about
wall
that,
sections.
and it just kind of breaks everything.
It doesn't, unfortunately.
Oh.
I mean, it breaks some things, but there's plenty of unbreakable walls, and also even with Pass Wall, this game is occasionally a grind. But I definitely did have, like, I had a Pass Wall Tanto that I used, and I just, like, Minecraft tunneled my way through whenever possible. It's like a surprisingly dreary, depressing experience, or maybe I was just dreary and depressed that year. But like when you're just like grinding through these like mute dungeons that are very similar, one after the other, it actually kind of got to me a little bit.
It's
But
got a
anyway.
very 90s sort of gothic tone to it, too, which was just kind of a side effect of all the very generic ripoffs of 80s fantasies that was going on at the time. And even like 80s games kind of had that too.
It's just the mechanics. You feel hunted in a way, which is, I guess, ideal, but there's not enough relief from it. And when you're like you're ass deep in like a 4-layer dungeon, it's just it I don't know. It starts to feel really tedious. Like I was in it for like historical reasons, but I really got to a point on some dungeons where I'm just like, I don't want to play this.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for showing me this piece of video game history, I guess is the best way to frame it.
You are quite welcome. And now let's put that piece of video game history right in the case alongside all the others.
Yes. That we'll never see ever again.
Never again.